It's a special weekend, this weekend that saw the coming of Eid Mubarak. We want to say a belated happy Salah wishes to all our Muslim faithfuls and our viewers as well. And a happy holidays, of course, that's in retrospect. I didn't want the holiday to end. For all it's worth, I was blessed with meat. So much to eat, so much to feast on. I didn't want to come back to work, but hey, who's going to be here if I'm not here? Of course, and know for a fact he has to be here.
It was really a good holiday, I rested and it was very, very nice.
Are you sure it was just rest?
Yeah, I rested.
Okay. I believe you if you believe yourself. Anyways, Tunde Lawal is on a purple patches beautiful morning, and Tunde, well, unfortunately, your name already gives you away. Tunde Lawal.
Well, most people have been asking me for Salah meat, and I've been trying to tell them I'm not a Muslim.
It's just my name.
Please, it's just my name. It's been a beautiful Saturday morning, and good morning to our viewers. Good morning to our Muslim faithfuls out there, and it's been a fantastic Saturday morning so far. Yeah.
Any day off is a good day, really. Trust me. Yeah, I want to say the very best of Salah blessings. The blessings associated with period like this would be with us for a long, long time.
Training on Hotspot this week will take you through an exciting ride of this weekend's issues in sport. On our main issue today, we ask, is Pinnick good enough for an Encore in the forthcoming NFF election? Mikel withdraws from AFCON qualifiers as Rob pressurizes Victor Moses to resign retirement position. Eyimba's away win at Mali brightens Nigeria's quest for CAF Confederation Cup. Fireworks continues at the English Premiership with star matches this weekend. But a planned protest by fans of Manchester United against chairman Ed Woodward over not signing a centre-back for the team hangs in the air. The Sports Ministry comes under the hammer for poor treatment and short-changing athletes after Asaba 2018. General Raw releases Super Eagles team list for September 8 clash with Seychelles. For more details on sports news and information, you can follow us on www.hotsporttv.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at HotspotNG for more gist and gossip.
If you know fit go internet or follow for Twitter, you know fit snap photo send or get it photo send. Now because you dey use Palasa, your phone no dey answer. See me see wahala. My brother, go get smartphone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no go for your hand, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no fit take selfie. Drop that Palasa phone. No be correct phone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone.
My people, no let Palasa phone fall your hand this year. Kia go buy 3G or 4G smartphone or bring that your phone con join MTN and then go summer you with 100% awoof data gbam on top every data bundle way you buy for the next 3 months. So drop that Palasa now. Change your levels so that you go fit enjoy fast internet on the network we get data for everywhere for we country Nigeria. This offer day open to new and old MTN customers.
Well, our main issue this morning is the NFF elections is around the corner, and the question we're asking you and everyone out there is that, is Amaju Pinnick good enough for an Encore? Is it good enough to take a second term? And of course, the gentlemen are on standby for their thesis statement. When we return, Tunde Lawal is first up for his thesis statement. And you welcome back to the show. And like I said earlier, is Amaju Pinnick good enough for an Encore? Tunde Lawal?
Yeah, I'd like to put it straight because Amaju Pinnick has done well in his 4 years in office, and I think he's good enough for a second term because Nigerian football has actually been placed out there globally for the entire world to see, and we've had so many successes during his term. We've seen a lot of failures from the past government, and it's been very good. So it's good for a second term, and I'm sure that Nigerian football will only benefit from him having a second term.
And
why is it that in this part of the world we don't like to call it a quit? Like after the whole issue that happened with him and Giwa, he shouldn't really be coming back for a second term. So I strongly believe that he shouldn't come back for a second term.
All right, that's and Tunde Lawal giving us their thoughts right there as regards their thesis statement. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, the big question, is Amaju Pinnick good enough for a second term? The argument's proper. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, you know for a fact that you can continue this conversation with us on our social media platforms. Please feel free to go follow, like, and mention us on social media. It's at HotspotNG on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as well, please do well to log on to www.hotspottv.com. And remember, this particular NFF issue has been for a while. You know, there was a particular issue that went on between Giwa and Pinnick. And then we also expected, you know, the FIFA AMA to come, but thankfully it didn't come. And then, of course, a lot of things have been happening in that particular glass house. And the election is in a month's time. And this particular question is germane to this particular time that we're in. It's a very, very delicate time in the NFF glass house. So the question we're asking this morning, and the gentlemen have done well to give us their thesis statement, I will go straight to the argument proper now. And you know, you said no.
Yeah, because you see, we are back at this again because after the whole dilly-dally with Amaju and Giwa time, you know, the whole thing that was happening with Nigerian football, you would expect Amaju to just say, okay, now the hammer is not coming anymore from FIFA. Okay, let me just allow a new person take place. But in this part of the world, I don't know why. Why is it like, you saw like early this year or middle of this year, the English FA chairman resigned because of the statement he made. People resign out there, but in this part, we just don't want to do anything like that. He's coming back. He wants to come back again for the second time. But you know, for the last 4 years, we've seen issues with Nigerian football. We've dwindled a little bit. Even when the big boys are not performing, we go to our junior team. Those ones did not really be performing. For the first time, you have our 17 African Nigerian team not qualifying.
I don't think I see any reason why a man should resign if he's doing well on his job.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned also that when it's time for you to step down, you should actually step down. Well, if you still have unfinished business, like they would say, there's always an opportunity for you to go on. And like this man has unfinished business, and he has spent 4 years. Let's even look at those.
Wait now. With Giwa again.
Wait, hold on.
Another type of
hold
Giwa
on.
again.
Let's even wait. Let's even look at those who are trying to contest.
I
think Chris Giwa and Megeri are the two contenders right now. We might have others later, but those are the two contenders right now. Megeri had his time before Amaju Pinnick took office. We didn't qualify for the World Cup 2014. And I remember, so as a few years back also, we've been having issues. We've been having issues picking venues for our World Cup qualifiers and AFCON qualifiers. And this has really, really destabilized the team in qualifying for World Cup. In 2006, we had the game against Angola, whether it will be played in Kano, whether it will be played in the southwest, but later it will move to Kano, which will drew 1-1.
Did you qualify for the Nations Cup? Did you qualify for the Nations Cup under Amaju?
It doesn't matter. Which eventually,
you just got out the World Cup and the Nations Cup.
Which is of more priority.
No, wait. Have we ever missed the Nations Cup?
Yes, we have.
Under who?
We missed the 96 and 90,
No, 96 we had a ban. You understand? We had a ban. That's what I'm explaining to you now. Think about Nigeria and the Nations Cup. Have we ever missed the Nations Cup? We are the giant of Africa.
Well, if you miss
so you are missing it back to back. You are missing it back to back. You qualify for the World Cup and you don't even qualify from the group stage. Under Amaju is the first time we're not even leaving the group stage. So what are we saying?
No, it's not the first time we're not leaving the group stage.
When?
It's not the first time. In 2010 also, we didn't leave the group stage.
We need to understand the part is that we've had too many issues in the last 4 years. Let's just take these guys away. Amaju, Giwa, even everybody's coming. Just say, guys, just calm down. You know, let's give some new guys the time.
There are no new guys right now. That's exactly the problem.
That's the problem because there's politics being played. Me and you, we both know the internal
politics is being played everywhere.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Because if you are saying Amaju should come back again for the second time, and I'm telling myself, first of all, under Amaju's regime, we are going to work up. Players are being played before they play football games. See, just imagine now you are a worker.
Yes.
You normally you work for 30 days, you earn your salary, but now they are paying you first day of the month. What work will you think you are going to do in your office anymore?
Of course, it gives you more motivation to know.
How is that motivation? We all do this to get paid.
Because
so
we all know that at the back of the mind of these players, they go into tournaments knowing that they might not get paid. So it's a
don't other countries pay their players after the matches?
Just hold on. Now, what has been that plus, Tunde, that you think Pinnick is that success story from the first time?
Yeah, I think first off, which is a very good thing for me that he has achieved, is being able to bring sponsorship, and we saw that we moved
corporate world.
Corporate world.
Yeah.
We moved from Nike to Adidas, if I'm not mistaken. And the last,
I think you heard what
hold on
happened
now.
to that jersey.
The last
Adidas
World
to
Cup,
Nike,
the
actually.
last World Cup jerseys,
Adidas
to Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Adidas to Nike, and the World Cup jerseys. We saw how these things went down.
But Nigeria didn't collect money for the World Cup jerseys. Nike paid us. That's another story again. You heard what happened.
Yeah.
Nike paid you excess amount of money and said, "Oh, let's use your jersey." And we gave them. We're like, "Oh, Nike, we were even good negotiators in that jersey."
Okay, so you would have to bank slightly to what Tony said earlier about motivation. Sometimes when people get paid, I think this is the first time today, and you know that we are seeing a Super Eagles or probably national team not having issues with bonuses.
Yeah,
I mean, when nobody says, you know what, we've not been paid. We are crying
And
about this and that.
and they're not playing well.
Yeah,
So what? Then there's a problem from somewhere. So they know really there's a problem from somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't get the fact. Who gets paid on the first day of the month for the work you're about to do all of that month? I don't. No part in the world is it.
But I think,
but I think
it's great motivation.
It's great motivation. See, the reason why people
we've had a lot of instances where these players don't get paid. In 1998, going into our game against Denmark, we all knew what happened. Just few days before the game against Denmark, players were complaining they were being owed bonuses, they were being owed salaries and stuff like this. And this man has come in and said, okay, you know what? All your monies, and if I may mention, it was not as if they were paid ahead. It was only that the money was ready.
It was available.
Readily available for them to get paid. And the players the players knew firsthand. They knew firsthand that the money was there.
The bonuses they got after the game. It was the bonuses today. We need to get our finance right.
Yeah.
Because see, what I'm saying is you don't pay players before they go into the game. And like I said, Amaju is trying to run this thing like a private business. You don't run an organization like this. That's why we had the issue with Giwa, we had the issue with him, because there were too many personal interests involved in this our football.
So this is where we call it a wrap in the segment, but not before we go without giving you our last chance of 60 seconds final wrap up, starting with Eino.
Another 4 years of Amaju, we are going to our female football, which I didn't even mention earlier because we all know what's happening at female football. Our female football is dwindling, is dying, and under 20 is dying, and under 17 is dying. There's grassroots football in Nigeria is totally dying. We are not focusing on these things. Rather, we're talking about paying people before they go and play match. That's what we are talking about. That's what we are looking at as a very good thing someone has done. People are brought in office to do their jobs, but yeah, somebody is doing what he's meant to do, and we are here praising that he has done. This is what he's meant to do, and I keep saying it. In the next 4 years, he hasn't even done anything this past years, but in the next 4 years, these things are going to suffer. The female football will suffer. Under 20 will suffer. So
Okay.
That's the problem we are going to face in the next 4 years. Do you want to go again? No problem. I'm here to say I told you so.
I think Ehino needs to cool down here because we've not had the next 4 years of Amaju Pinnick. So trying to tell us that it will be doom and all gloom during his next 4 years, I think is as in going too far ahead. And he has brought in Thomas Denaby to be the national team coach. I think it was also part of the last under 20 World Cup, which our female went to. I think the Nigerian female football has been under a lot of tension and pressure for a long time, but I think with Amaju Pinnick there, we'll be able to actually take us forward where we need to be. And the internal rankings where we've been having at the NFF prior to now has not been there. So give this man a chance to continue the good work that he has begun.
Okay, wow, that's a good submission right there from Tunde. And guys, I'm very sure that you also want to get your thoughts in, so please feel free to send us text messages on the number on your screen, and as well go to our social media platform at allsportng to drop your comments. When we return, it's final whistle.
MTN gives 2,000% bonus for reactivating your MTN SIM. That's right. If you haven't used your MTN SIM for 45 days or more, recharge now and get 2,000% bonus. That's right, 2,000% bonus for your first recharge of every month.
And we are back. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, the gentlemen, Tunde and Eino, have done remarkable justice to the subject matter. I think it's little to say that if someone has done well in office, allow the person go one more time. But then again, there is no administration that doesn't have its own challenges and its own failings as well. I think, this is me, Babajide Guerrero, saying that Amaju Pinnick has done fairly well in his first, I wanted to say first semester, but I remember he's not in school, in his first term as a first tenure as well as a president of NFF. I think he deserves, one more term, and the sky can only be, a starting point. Well, that's my thought. Do well to leave your thoughts as well on our social media platforms and the number on your screen. When we return, it is Sports Hotspot live on Hotspot. Go nowhere not. You're welcome back to the show. This is Sports Hotspot, and we're going to delve right into the thick of things. And we hear there are a lot of news saying that NPFL will resume and come September the 2nd to October 28th. This means that each team will get to play the remaining 14 matches over the course of 56 days, including midweek games. And of course, after the long holiday in quotes of the FIFA ban that really didn't fall, thankfully, we hear that it's reported today that the NPF, this is a decent news, especially for some of those players who could have been match rusty before now.
Yeah, definitely. It's a welcome news.
If it eventually comes true.
Yeah, because it's very important that we state here that nothing is cast in stone yet.
Absolutely.
As in the stakeholders still have to meet, as in the chairman of different football clubs also still have to meet and to finalize the September 2nd date. And I think it's a welcome development following all the delays we've had due to the FIFA hammer. Is it going to come? Is it not going to come? And saying the matches will be played over a period of 56 days, 14 matches. It's more like having a game in 4 days, which will be very, very demanding of these players, logistics and stuff like that. But well, we need to wrap up the league as quickly as possible because we are so much far behind. So it's a welcome development. I just hope that they can come together and agree on the September 2nd date.
Very well said, Mikel. Of course, placing a call through to get it try and say, you know what, hey man, how about you leave me out of this AFCON qualifiers against Seychelles? And then, of course, we also hear that Guinea-Bissau has confirmed that Mikel will not be part of that particular team. And there's also a chance that he's also leaving the door open to the recently retired Victor Moses of Chelsea, who recently said, you know what, I'm not probably going to play for Super Eagles of Nigeria again. We do not know what informed that particular decision, but Victor Moses is no longer a player for Super Eagles of Nigeria, depending on his decision. Nigeria will play Seychelles on 8th of September, and of course that's the match day 2 of the 2019 AFCON qualifiers. Let's talk about the English Premier League now, and things are really eating up. It's the first set of games, first 3 games right now, and the match day 3 will come upon us today. Manchester City will play Wolves, but Manchester City, it's difficult to use adjectives for this team. They are fine on all cylinders. 6-1, defeating Huddersfield. It looks as if we may have similar results against Wolves. No disrespect.
Fire, Pep. City is really on fire though, because Pep's philosophy is amazing. We're seeing quality football, and I think it's a very, very, very straightforward game. But Wolves, on the other hand, people kept saying they had the best transfer window, but we've seen their last 2 games, and you've seen the poor result they had. And I keep telling people, like, not even just me, Diego Simeone said it, new transfers do not guarantee you success that season.
Okay, so Brighton will play Liverpool as well this day, and of course, the question is Brighton defeating Manchester United. You didn't see that coming today. You were absolutely pissed, off camera when you were talking about Manchester United against Brighton.
Well, I'm not sure I can totally say I didn't see that coming, because this is the second time Brighton is defeating Manchester United this year. If you remember, towards the tail end of last season, Manchester United lost their 1-0. And even the first game against Leicester City, if you watch that game where Vardy had been on from the start, I think United would have found it very difficult. Well, that said, I think Liverpool against Brighton, The only question I'm asking myself right now is how many goals will Salah score? How many goals will Mane score? Because I don't see any way that Brighton are going to repeat the same performance, and they are going to Anfield for that matter. So I think they just have to take this as in make sure that they damage control, like they say, you understand, and go into the next game with their head held high.
Oh, we also understand that the Manchester United fans would protest against Ed Woodward and the chairmanship of that particular club because of the refusal to sign a top quality centre-back. Athletics now, and it's all about welfareism, and it's all about welfare of the particular athletes. Well, S.A. Brumer is one of the most talked about, easily one of the most talented athletes on the radar these days, and she has complained absolutely bitterly about the treatment meted to her by the AFN, who currently are not living up to the expectation. And you know the issue about this thing is that regardless of whatever they say, it's almost as if it's a leopard that can't change its spots.
Is there any association that is functioning in this our sports industry? Is there any association?
I think Hotspot is functioning.
No, Hotspot, yeah.
Nigeria Football Federation is functioning.
Today, please, let's start.
Right,
We've left there.
Okay.
Because I really don't understand how you treat our own essay like this. Like, this girl is amazing. Like, you know what countries will do? Any country will snatch this girl away from us. But I don't know, she has been so loyal to our country, and look at the money we are talking about here. You told the viewers how much you were offering essay for after all she did.
Okay, I think it's actually on the screen at the moment. Each gold medal should fetch her $3,000. It's going to be $100 per day. Of course, that's the feeding due. Of course, $700 in 7 days. And at the end of the tournament, they were offered 107,000 naira.
It's a shame on the part of the athletics federation, because we've been saying it a lot that most of these other sports have been neglected. It seems it's only football that is getting all the sponsorship deals, all the attention. How can you be offering the athletes 107,000 naira? I can't even imagine myself as in going through the rigors of training, going through the rigors of representing my nation, and at the end of the tournament you're giving me 107,000 naira.
If SA was not disrespect, all right, because we had to actually flog this issue. SA is not paying anybody here, so it's not as if we are collecting money from her. But the truth is, SA is a brilliant athlete. She is one of the finest in the past 10 years in a nation that struggles to produce. SA is right up there. So I think,
just in Nigeria.
Exactly.
That's the amazing part.
That's not in Nigeria.
We're talking about,
but you know what? Maybe at some point we'll have a debate on what exactly. Or probably we'll bring somebody from the AFN. If I thought they can, probably just honor our invite. Would extend an invite to them to just come and defend themselves on why things are really going not their way at the AFN. All right, let's move away from athletics now to tennis. The US Open will serve off in August 27th, and I will be looking forward to how Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer will try to probably remind us of how good they are. It's the final Grand Slam of the year, and a lot of players are looking forward to just grabbing this one. It's going to be big, especially for Roger.
Yeah, definitely, because this is one of Roger's best tournaments, the US Open, and he's done very well over the years. I think he has 7, if I'm not mistaken. And he lost to Novak Djokovic in the Cincinnati Masters final recently, and I'm sure he will be trying to right that wrong at the US Open. Even for Rafael Nadal also will be staking his claim also, even for the US Open. It's going to be a very, very good one, being the last Open of the year.
All right, so you also know for a fact that Federer will be stepping out in something all new. It's a new brand. He crossed from Nike to Uniqlo. Uniqlo are probably going to be paying him £30 million. That's a lot. I think I'm in the wrong profession. I mean, £30 million for the next decade.
You can imagine as a Brumer getting even this kind of sponsorship.
Yeah, it's life changing. It's life changing. This is going to be for the next decade anyways, because they also want to be associated with Roger even after he's done playing tennis. He wants to be probably in there, of course, that's what you call a very, very appropriate retirement pension package. Yes, so that means I'm not going to touch tennis ball no more. I'm just going to be balling. All right, guys, it's been a tremendous show. We thank you very much for being part of it. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week, Saturday. But before we go, I must say huge thank you to Tunde Lawa for making out time today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here once again after a long while.
Yeah, after a long while. It's good to have you back too. One last word.
Can't wait to tell Sunday I told him.
All right, guys. The number is on your screen. Please do well to send your text messages and, of course, chat with us, of course, on our social media platform at allsportng across board. And do well to log on to www.allsporttv.com. Till I come your way again, my name is Babajide Guerrero. And please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye for now.